In the cold, misty highlands of Baguio City, a family gathered inside an old wooden house, the air thick with the scent of pine and the heavy silence of impending loss. They were keeping vigil for their matriarch, a grandmother in her final days, now confined to her bed. The fog outside pressed against the windows, dimming the mountain light and wrapping the home in a quiet, somber embrace. As the days turned into nights, filled with whispered prayers, in the soft glow of candlelight, a change began. The grandmother, whose breathing had grown shallow and whose eyes were often closed, suddenly became alert. But she wasn't looking at her children or grandchildren gathered around her. Her gaze was fixed on the empty corners of the room. Her eyes would widen in pure terror. Her breathing would become ragged and panicked. She'd point a trembling finger toward the doorway, her voice a strained whisper, begging someone or something to stay away. The family saw nothing. They heard nothing, but they watched, horrified, as she reacted to a presence only she could perceive. "No, please, don't," she would cry out, her hands reaching out as if to ward off an invisible threat. She would describe them in moments of strained clarity. Human-like figures, she'd say, their skin a deep, unsettling red. They had horns, not large or menacing, but undeniably there. They weren't demonic in the way stories depict, but they weren't human either. One of them, she insisted, held a flute. From it came a soft, haunting melody that filled her with a dread so profound it made her tremble. No one else heard a single note. Another figure, identical to the first, stood beside the musician. Both of them would extend their hands towards her, their expressions calm, their voices, which only she could hear, were not threatening. They were inviting. "It's time," they would say gently. "Come with us." This calm invitation was met with a raw, primal fear. She would try to pull away, shrinking back into her pillows, her eyes darting from one empty space to another, as if tracking their movements around her bed. She'd plead with them, then with her family. "Can't you see them? Make them leave." Her loved ones could only offer comfort, their hearts breaking as they witnessed a terror they could not comprehend. They held her hand, wiped her brow, and spoke soothing words into an atmosphere thick with an unseen horror. The family was caught in a nightmare. Was this just a symptom of her failing health? A hallucination born of a mind preparing to depart? Or were they witnessing something else? In the quiet, chilly nights of the mountains, as the fog swirled outside, they couldn't shake the feeling that they were not alone. These beings, were they traditional spirits, the Sugo, or escorts for the afterlife spoken of in old folklore? Were they simply a manifestation of death itself, appearing in a form she could understand? Or were they something far older, something from the mountains, that comes to the dying when they are caught between one world and the next? The grandmother's struggle continued for several days. Her moments of terror would alternate with periods of exhausted sleep. The family never saw what she saw. They never heard the haunting melody of the flute. They were left only with the chilling memory of her fear, the image of her pointing at nothing, and the unsettling questions that would linger long after her final breath. The story of what she saw in her last days became a quiet, chilling legend within the family, a stark reminder that some doors, once opened, reveal things we are not meant to understand.